committee to actually look at this in the interest of the state beyond politics and move forward?
We will pursue every option, and we'll pursue every option, and what you've described is not something that has not happened before. I've gone around, I have met all the committee members, except one or two people, and they all said that, you know, this is a done deal, you know, don't worry. But what happened, happened. The thing is, you know, you cannot predict some of these political decisions. They are not rational decisions. But we are open to any discussion, and the loan has been approved by the bank, by the World Bank Board, whether today or tomorrow or next year. It can be revisited. We are open to any discussion. If there is any conference, we are happy to make presentations to make our case. But Chamberlain, I want to assure you, it's not about that. Those that did this did not do it because they did not understand or do not recognize that we are more than qualified for this loan. All the reasons that are being outlined are totally false. And they know that they are lying. But it is politics, pure and simple. It's personal politics. In fact, the reason for the rejection of the loan is because the senators have a beef with me as a person. And we are going to settle that. In the next 1 year, it will be settled one way or the other, and it will still be on the table. But you know, what I would like to say is this: the State House of Assembly, which is the authority that authorizes whether we borrow or not, approve this loan. Okay, the House of Representatives, which has a bigger say on financial matters, has approved this loan, and across party lines, both PDP and APC members looked at this and said, this is great, because they know what we are doing in their constituencies. It is the Senate that went against it. Now, the question is, if Kaduna State is borrowing, if our State House of Assembly has approved it, if the House of Reps has approved it, is the Senate legitimately or constitutionally allowed to stop it? I think the courts will have to answer that.
Well, some say that, well, now that the Senate has gone this way, they are not sure that the World Bank can go on because they can't give loans to subnationals, because if they do, there will be a problem there.
No, the World Bank can give loans to subnationals.
Without the country signing up?
The country, the Federal Ministry of Finance is supposed to just guarantee the loan. It's not the one borrowing. It is just that the way the international financial system works is that these agencies work with national governments. But we are the ones borrowing, not the federal government. It's Kaduna State borrowing. Our House of Assembly has approved it. One of the chambers have approved it. And if the Senate insists on not approving it, perhaps the Supreme Court will have to tell us who is right and who is wrong.
With Your Excellency, I want to cite a law that stipulates that the National Assembly, and not just a chamber of the National Assembly, must approve. The law establishing the Debt Management Office, in Part 7 of that establishing law, it's very clear that the President must send the
borrowing plan.
Yeah, exactly, to the National Assembly, and that there must be an approval of not the House of Reps, but the National Assembly, yes, before it can be accessed.
Of the borrowing plan. Okay, the federal government sends a borrowing plan to the National Assembly. The National Assembly approves the borrowing plan of the federal government, including the guarantees to be given to states. My lawyers tell me that the National Assembly has no business approving my state loan.
So why did it go there in the first place?
Well, because look, I've been a federal minister. I know how this works. The borrowing plan goes to the MTEF. It's approved routinely. It is only this assembly that has a committee on foreign debt that has become a toll gate. Okay? This is what it is. We are going to scrutinize this, we are going to interrogate this, and we'll go to any length to ensure.
In other words, you're
that,
headed to the court?
Pardon?
You're going to court?
We are looking at that.
Your Excellency,
we are looking at all options. I don't want to go into details, but we are looking at all options. But we are not going to just sit back and do nothing, as I said.
Your Excellency, what do you say to critics who question your management of internal political dynamics within the state, that say that there's an antagonistic political culture that doesn't allow for the kinds of consensus building that leads to development? What do you say to those that question that?
Yeah, well, look, the management of politics can be the subject of everyone's opinion, okay? But I know this state. I grew up here. I know the political culture here, and what works in your state may not work in mine. In this state, we have a political culture of extortion, and there are people who believe that you know, the purpose of government is that every month when we get revenues, we sit and give them a portion of it, and unless you do that, they will not let you have peace. You can agree to that and succumb to it, or you can say, I will not. Now, we were elected by the people of this state to get certain things done, okay? We are trying to do that. Now, if people do not want to cooperate with us to do that, and will, you know, I insist that they will fight and create